So, Roblox has been the internet's punching bag for the past few days, and rightfully so. Despite the good times I've had on the platform in the past, it's gotten out of control. The leadership of that company not only needs to step down, but also needs to be held to account for what they've been doing, because the amount of negligence on display has been truly disgusting. But I fear for the real developers on the platform who are just trying to make fun games for people to play like the platform used to be. And for those unaware, Roblox is essentially YouTube but for games, meaning that the majority of the games on there are just made by regular people and like smaller companies as opposed to Roblox itself making the games. And its greatest strength is also its greatest weakness, in that being its accessibility, not just for players, but for developers too. Because I think you've either seen or heard people talk about how Roblox can run on literally anything, and it's pretty accurate. Like, chances are if you're watching this video right now, your device can run Roblox. But if I'm here talking about Roblox, then why am I currently sitting on the Nintendo Switch's main menu? Well, dear viewer, I'm just here to inform you that Nintendo's curation is almost as bad as Roblox's, and depending on how you look at it, it's even worse. And I'm talking solely about the way content is curated and not the leadership. Although I don't know what the CEO of Nintendo is doing in Animal Crossing servers, but that's beyond the point. Since we're already having the conversation about online environments that are potentially dangerous for children, I think that we should look at Nintendo's infamous eShop. I think a lot of people already know about it. So what I'm going to do first is just look at how the eShop looks when you have a completely unrestricted account. I don't have parental controls or anything enabled on this account right now. So I'm just going to go over here, just check out the eShop, just see what it looks like. For one thing, we have like, pretty standard stuff here. We have Mario Party, we have Fortnite, some Pokemon stuff. That's pretty standard. Sports games. So that's not too bad. Things are pretty tame so far. So we go to recent releases. The quality, there's just no quality anymore. So we have, okay, wait, Get to Work. Okay, I've seen that before. That game's pretty funny. Yeah, so then we get to the stuff that, we criticize Roblox for. So we have like Supermarket Owner Simulator and things like that. And then, okay, you see that, like, just instantly, we just get to like the kinds of stuff that you'd see on Roblox that's not appropriate for children. And if you keep going, it's only a matter of time until we get to some of the gross stuff. And well, okay, see, we're already getting to the stuff that's just not suitable for children, or just, for most audiences. That is abhorrent. Can I even show that? I don't think I can even show that. But you see, even just in the recent releases, we just instantly started getting to like some of the gross garbage titles. And okay, yeah, here we go. So okay, for some reason it just bugged and just didn't work. But okay, so we have this here. That is just like, why? And then, okay, yeah, here it is. This is the kind of stuff that you would find on Roblox. And just like the name, it's just right there. And it's just not appropriate. And it wears what it is on its sleeves, but children aren't going to know what that word means. And then you keep scrolling, and you find even more garbage like this. Like, you see, like, you have that one over there. I can't even say the names of these games here. You have this, that there's no reason to have all this stuff up here. Like what is that? Yeah, and you just wind up finding this stuff. Now, it's not as bad as it appears to be getting better than it was before. But the fact that games like this are even able to get through, and just like even like this is still here, just like front and center, it makes no sense. And so what I'm gonna do, okay, so we've seen what happens when you have no filters on. I just want to see, so I'm gonna go in here. So I'm gonna go in here and set the parental controls. So parental controls, I'm gonna set them up completely. I haven't downloaded the app. Let's see. The Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app lets you use your smart device to set play restrictions for your child. It is available to download free of charge. Alright, so I haven't downloaded the app. You can still set parental controls even if you do not have a smart device. However, you will not be able to set a daily playtime limit for some reason, set a bedtime alarm for some reason, check playtime and games played. In a way, I'm glad it encourages you to download the app to moderate your children. However, why doesn't this just come with the console itself? So I'm gonna go here. So if I go, so the thing is really strange. So if you go to young child, yeah, so I'm gonna set this to young child. I'm just gonna set this like just whatever. So my Switch is now been set for young children to be able to use it. So pretty much, I think that a game like, yeah, so you're not allowed to play Yeah, you can't play Smash Brothers. Can't play Splatoon 3. Can't play. I tested. You actually can't play Mario Odyssey because it's rated E10 plus. If you're a young child, you can't get access to any of those games. However, you can get access to the eShop for some reason. And then we're gonna go back down here to the recent releases and see if this does anything to the filtering. And it did nothing. That did nothing. And what's this game's age rating? Okay, T-rated game. And we go down here, and this is still here, and it has that word in the thumbnail and in the title. M rating. By Nintendo's logic, I'm not able to play Mario Odyssey because my parents restricted it. However, I'm able to. I don't know if this will actually let me purchase it. I'm not even gonna try to purchase it. I don't want to see if it will let me purchase it. But it lets me see all these games, even though this device it's been restricted, so the only children can use it. I'm probably just gonna blur all this stuff out. So there's some pretty suggestive. I saw one explicit image up here before. Okay, yeah, no, I found it. Okay, so we're gonna get off of that. I understand people have this thing about video game companies. All businesses do is try to make as much money as possible, but the reason why I feel like this is even more egregious than what Roblox is doing is because Roblox is a free platform, and you get on Roblox. It's like you download an app from like the App Store for free, or yeah, from the App Store, Google Play. You download it from there, and you get access to this vast library of games to play. But meanwhile, Nintendo, even though you have your parental controls set, because again, this will not allow me to play Splatoon, but it allows me to go to the eShop and see that explicit material, even though I've got parental control set on. And that makes no sense. I just feel like if I'm paying a premium, and especially if I've got like, Nintendo Switch 2 that costs like $500, I'd expect that the company who's marketing this console to children, I would expect them to have a higher standard for quality than a game that solely relies on external developers to publish games, because this is Nintendo who's curating this, and they're saying, oh no, Splatoon, Smash Brothers, and let me just grab my copy of Odyssey real quick. Okay, so I put in Mario Odyssey. I'm not able to play Super Mario Odyssey, but I can go on this eShop and see that explicit material. And the console knows that this is a young child playing this console. So it says restricted software rated for ages 8+, and it has all these restrictions on here. Content rating system, right? And it's set to young child. This is the youngest possible person who could be using this console. And of course, kids, they're gonna be curious if the console's connected to the internet. They're gonna click on things. I'm trying to figure out, oh yeah, and this is the other thing that really bugs me. Parental controls, restricting purchases in the eShop. This requires that you associate your child's Nintendo account with your Nintendo account, access your account on a smart device or PC to create an account for your child, or associate an existing account with yours. So what this is telling me is that I can't even stop my child on this premium console from accessing the storefront. I'm gonna search through these, like do a thorough search to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, restricted software, okay. Posting, that's restricted, thankfully. Free communication with others, that's been restricted. And you can set them individually, that's a good thing. So VR mode, I think it was restricted actually. But why are purchases in eShop? Why aren't you able to disable it entirely? Why aren't you able to just turn off the eShop? Because if I'm 6 years old on here and I want to play a Nintendo game, Nintendo is effectively telling me this isn't okay, but the stuff we just saw on the eShop was. What's up with that? To me, it makes no sense why you need an external device in order to make the parental controls on your premium console keep your child safe. Like, I get it. You want to encourage parents to take as much accountability as possible, but on the other hand, of all things, the shop. The timers I can get, right? Like, setting timers on how long your child can play to encourage downloading the app, because a lot of parents just probably wouldn't even do that. But I'm pretty sure I can go in here and make payments on here. I don't even know. I don't want to purchase any games on the eShop, to be honest. But let me just try. I'm gonna try downloading something. I don't think the most like gross games will have demos for them. But I'll see if I can't just find something that's just like, okay, yeah, okay. So we have proceed to purchase. Please don't let me do this. No! Why is it letting me do that? Why can I even download an M-rated game onto my system? Granted, I can't play it, but the fact that I can even download it is just absurd to me. Honestly, I think like some of the worst things that can happen is the fact that you even see the explicit material. That because like just being able to see it is the problem. Like whether I even play this or not, because I'm pretty sure anything in the game, it's mostly just, you know, visual thing. This is awful as to why I can even go on here and download this. I'm pretty sure with this parental controls on, I most likely can't actually play it. But the problem is that I can even view it in the first place. If it's rated M and my parental controls are on, why can I even see this? It's not suitable for children. I think it's also important to point out that I'm pretty sure that, all right, let's just set this to, okay, so it was that young child. Let's set this to ages 12 and under because I want my child to be able to play Mario Odyssey in Splatoon. But let's say I find a game that has DLC in it. If my child were to steal my credit card and go to the eShop, and let's just say they're like, you know, I think the age group that would probably do that probably like ages like 7 to like probably 12 or something, doing something like this. So going in here, I don't know, they probably buying the Minecraft skin, let's be honest. Let's just go in the Bomberman one. Right. Proceed directly to purchase sequence. List of, okay, so, alright. Proceed to purchase. And I'm just trying to use a pretty small amount here. Add funds and purchase. And keep in mind, this could be like a 7 or 8-year-old. And I've just used mom or dad's credit card to just buy a new Bomberman costume. And parental controls, again, what is this? I don't care. Parental controls are enabled. They're enabled, right? Yet I was still able to download. Can I see this? Am I able to get to this now? Let's see here. Okay, I have to, hold on. I have to reset the whole software. Okay, so there we go. This makes no sense. Why are you able to go in here and just buy things? Again, parental controls are enabled. Why am I able to just go in here and make purchases like this? I mean, you know, you can just, I understand it's like, okay, well, parent could be negligent or something, but like, it just gets to a point where it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's sort of like a store where if a kid walks in with the credit card and then they want to buy something, I mean, obviously the cashier won't stop them, but at the same time, the parent needs to drive the kid to the store in order to even get access to the cash register more often than not. So I don't understand why there's no safeguard in place being like, hey, you need to have a, you know, they could have at least put up a pin code or something for me to be able to do this. Like, instead of restricting it entirely, put up a pin code for me to enter, for me to get this. I just got it. And knowing Nintendo, there's no return policy for anything like this. All those stories about kids emptying out their parents' bank accounts with things like FIFA and Fortnite and things like that, and just not knowing they're spending real money, that can still happen here. I get it, you know, I went out of my way and I had to enter in the credit card information, but if I had it saved on my console for whatever reason, I could still make the purchase. And I mean, thankfully that was a pretty small purchase. I mean, I don't really mind, you know, spending on a Bomberman costume, but that could have been a much more substantial purchase than that. And the console just let me do it. And I mean, to me, this is almost feels like this isn't even really the parents' fault. Again, this console is marketed towards children and families, but the problem is that they don't have safeguards in place to stop this. So I understand that, you know, Roblox is going through it right now, but you know, this also needs to be addressed as well. And these are first party Nintendo games I've got up here that, you know, they just don't stop you. I wish I would have seen what would happen if I went into Young Child and tried to make a purchase. I don't feel like making another purchase. But chances, I've got a pretty strong suspicion that they wouldn't stop me with that either. And I'm pretty sure if I went to I was able to go to the eShop to purchase something from this game. So I'm pretty sure that if I were to go into a game and if I were to try to go in the eShop and try to purchase any game, it would allow me to do so with no restrictions. So at this point, if we're going to be looking at Roblox, we should look at every company marketing their games towards children. While you can argue that Roblox is worse, which they are in a lot of ways, that doesn't make this any better. But the thing is that these are better, but not, you know, hundreds of dollars worth of better, not $60 for access to a game better. Because, you know, games like FIFA and stuff, they charge you $60 to $80 for a game with gambling mechanics in it. Their card packs, they just like, they're gambling. It's gambling. And so, and you know, we all know the stories about children emptying out parents' bank accounts. So, like these, and speaking of accounts, we need to hold companies like Nintendo to account too, because these are unsafe as well. And I'm not advocating for censorship. I'm saying, hey, we need to just overhaul how content and products are built for children. And also, I don't think that moderation on the developers end, that's not really necessarily our responsibility, unless, you know, if you're making a game that's, you know, for children. Like, we have rating systems in place. We have I think we have like what's it called, the ESRB for America, and then PEGI for European countries. We already have ratings boards in place. Why isn't it so that games that have in-game purchases in them, especially consumable items, why aren't those restricted so that kids can't make purchases over and over again and drive up huge bills on their parents' credit cards? Why aren't there spending limits? And why isn't the eShop restricted for young children unless I download a separate app? It makes no sense. It should just come with the console. I am paying for this console that's for children. Why aren't the child safety guards in place? It's like, while we're on the topic, we need to look at everybody, because this is a problem that's been in the industry for a very long time, decades, and it's been around longer than Roblox has really been as greedy as they have been, and as disgusting as they've been. Like, these companies, like, you know, games like 2K and stuff, they were on this path, and mobile games too have been on this path way longer than Roblox. Roblox has just been the most shameless about it, but like all these other games, they're not exempt either. So I just wanted to bring awareness to this issue as well. And this is Nintendo we're talking about here. This isn't some, like, you know, small indie company. They date all the way back to, like, I think, like, their video games, they date back to the 80s. Given their child-friendly track record, I expect much better, and you should expect much better too. But if we want to make an effort towards actually saving children and actually protecting children, this is the conversation we need to be having. I just wanted to bring attention to this issue because I feel like other companies are kind of going under the radar in the midst of the Steam situation as well as the Roblox one. So just be sure to, you know, like and share this video around and comment your thoughts down below, because this is definitely a conversation worth having. That's all for now. Take care.